process for applying for and qualifying for the School Librarian of the Year award has been really interesting, very involved, much more than I think I had originally thought it might be. But that rigorous process makes it even better. So although the process started, oh my gosh, way back in October, I think is when my library assistant nominated me. And that was the second time she'd nominated me. So she was really disappointed that I hadn't made it through the year before. So she was determined and got some help from SLT and from our line manager to really make the application very, very solid, because for them, the challenge was that word limit. So I knew they were nominating me because that's the way it works with the SLA. You know, you do have to have permission to be nominated, which just in and of itself was lovely. And then we waited and waited, and we were so excited that I'd made it through the next round. And then it was my turn. So the SLA sent me a bunch of questions to answer, and it took a long time, but it was an enjoyable experience because it allowed me to actually sit down and reflect on all the things that I've been doing in my library that I kind of forgot about. You'd never stop and really go back and think about it. And you're like, oh my gosh, then I had to choose, well, which ones actually had the most impact or were the most important or am I most proud of? Because there's so many things to choose from. So that document was massive. Fortunately, I didn't have the word count limit. Few. And then we waited and waited and waited, and we're absolutely just bowled over to make it to the next round. It meant a lot that my library assistant wanted to nominate me and wanted to get help and backing from SLT, because I had an inkling we were doing a great job as a team. And I really think, you know, I'm fortunate enough to have a library assistant, well, 2 part-time library assistants. And I know I'm in that privileged position, but I'm there because I have total support and backing from my SLT. So to know I had this team of people really, you know, applauding what I'd done, it doesn't happen often. So I was so thrilled, and I just felt honored, but I also felt a duty to make sure that I met their expectations for it. So, you know, when our nomination did get through that second time around, I thought, I'm really going to go for this, and I'm not going to be shy about what I do. I really need to tell people what I do, because that's one of the problems, I think, is sort of as a profession, maybe by the nature of being librarians, I don't know what it is. We don't really talk about what we do. I think we feel so lucky to be where we are. We think, well, if I tell people how lucky I am, maybe they'll take it away from me. They wouldn't want that. But it's, you know, you couldn't be further from the truth. You have to tell people what you do. And for them to turn around and say, you know, there's this award, I think you might be deserving of that award, is so exciting. And you feel so grateful to have people around you willing to put you forth for that. You're alone in your library. I think people forget about that. Like, there is nobody else in school who does what you do. And you don't often get the chance to talk to other people about that. So to come together in this room full of people who are celebrating that was such a joy. Being able to meet other people who really respect the profession and want to make sure that everybody understands all of the things that we do as librarians, as professional librarians, how seriously we take it and how privileged we feel. I definitely recommend other librarians either nominating themselves or asking somebody to nominate them for the School Librarian of the Year award. It has been just the best process for me. Not only has it built my confidence, which I know I don't look like I don't have the confidence, but a lot of us do suffer from, like, imposter syndrome creeps in all the time, especially when you're on social media and you see what everybody else is doing and you don't realize you're compiling what dozens of people are doing and trying to do it in one person. You can't do it. And so this really helped that side of it, definitely. But also in raising the profile of my library, And just being a reflective practitioner, being a reflective professional, being able to look back at what I've done and see what's worked and what hasn't worked. So the whole process itself, is many months long and absolutely brilliant, because you don't get this opportunity very much. And so for me, it's a massive career highlight, but it's been a really great opportunity for me to progress my library again, because I've had a chance to reflect and really move forward with things. So I definitely, if you are thinking about it even a tiny bit, just go for it. I mean, it took us twice to get it there, and you can always do it again. If you think you're good, you probably are. And find somebody who champions you. Find that person and say, they do this award, and I think it could really raise the profile of our library and school. It could raise the profile of our school within a trust. So even if you don't feel comfortable enough with that award going to you personally, what I love about this too is when we got the award, the SLA also gave us a framed certificate for our school. And that was so important to me. And it sits next to my certificate, because I know, and I'm so grateful that my school supports books, libraries. I have an ample budget. I have ample staffing. They are doing everything right. And I think it's really, really important that the SLA recognizes that and awards that. So my school and my head teacher can go around to other schools and say, well, this is how we do it. This is how much it costs. This is our staffing. And if you want to be an outstanding school, which we are, and you want to be outstanding in reading, which we are, this is what schools have to do. So to get that accolade of School Librarian of the Year award means you have got that sort of backing nationally to say we're doing it right.